Have you ever experienced this? You get a full 7 or 8 hours of sleep every night. You don't stay up late. You don't overwork yourself. Yet when you open your eyes in the morning, your body still feels heavy. Your mind feels foggy. Your shoulders and neck are tense, as if they never truly rested. And when you look in the mirror, what bothers you the most is not a new wrinkle. It's the feeling that your face looks more tired than it did the night before. What confuses many women is this. You did sleep. Your body lay still all night. And yet, deep inside, your mind seems to have never truly rested. Many women over 50 tell me, it's probably just aging. After menopause, everyone feels this way. But the truth is, not all fatigue comes from age, and not all sleep provides the restoration the body truly needs. After 50, a woman's body begins to operate on a different biological rhythm. If one very important nighttime signal is missing, you may still sleep, but you won't sleep deeply enough to regenerate. And when sleep fails to reach its restorative stage, everything else is affected. Hormones are not fully rebalanced. The nervous system does not truly settle into a state of safety. The skin does not receive enough signals to repair after a long day. In today's video, I want to revisit this with you, not by blaming the body, but by understanding how the body truly functions after 50. We're going to talk about one very small, very quiet factor that directly determines your sleep, your hormones, and even how your skin looks each morning. Before we continue, please leave a comment and let me know where you're watching this video from. I read every single message and truly value each of your stories. And if you feel that this gentle, science-based approach that respects the female body is important, please subscribe to the channel to help us move closer to 100,000 subscribers. Your presence here helps many other women realize they don't have to suffer silently anymore. Now, let's begin together. After 50, there is one very important thing that few women are ever clearly told. That is this: the body does not decline at random. It is simply shifting into a different operating system. When you were younger, the hormone estrogen acted like a natural protective cushion. It helped stabilize the nervous system. It helped the body tolerate stress better, and it helped sleep slip more easily into deeper stages, even when life wasn't truly ideal. Because of that cushion, the body could recover fairly well through a night of sleep. Hormones were recalibrated. The nervous system was soothed. The skin had the conditions it needed to repair and regenerate. But after menopause, as estrogen gradually declines, that cushion begins to thin. The nervous system becomes more sensitive to stress. The body has a harder time maintaining a sense of safety at night, the very state required for true rest and deep recovery. This is exactly why so many women get enough hours of sleep, yet still experience shallow sleep. They are not awake all night, but they never truly reach deep sleep. And when sleep isn't deep enough, the processes that are meant to happen at night begin to be delayed. Hormones are not fully rebalanced. The nervous system doesn't lower its level of alertness. Muscles don't completely release. The skin doesn't receive enough signals to repair the damage from the day. Instead of entering a state of restoration, the body remains in a halfway state, half resting, half tense. Morning arrives, and you wake up, but your body is still carrying the residue of a night that never fully restored you. It's that unexplained fatigue, a mind that doesn't feel truly clear, skin that looks dull and less vibrant, even though you were not sleep deprived. What I want you to know is this: this is not your fault. It's not because you haven't taken good enough care of yourself. It's not because you lack discipline. This is a very normal biological response of a body that is missing one important signal needed to switch into nighttime recovery mode. And that signal, for many women after 50, is a mineral the body once used very efficiently when you were younger, but now struggles to retain more than ever. In the next part, we'll talk clearly about that signal, why being just slightly low can make hormones harder to stabilize, sleep shallower, and skin slower to recover, even when you're still doing everything right every day. And once you understand this, the way you look at sleep and evening self-care will change completely. There is one very important principle in human biology that is almost never clearly explained to women after 50. The body does not automatically enter deep sleep just because you turn off the lights and lie down. It needs a very specific signal to understand that. Everything is safe, there is no danger, and the entire defense system can finally let go. When you were younger, that signal came quite naturally. Hormones were more stable, the nervous system was more flexible. The body could easily shift from an active state into a resting state. But after 50, especially after menopause, this safety signal gradually weakens. Not because you have become weaker, not because you are doing something wrong, but because one very important mineral is no longer retained by the body as easily as before. That mineral is magnesium. Magnesium is not a sleeping pill. It does not force sleep. Its role is far more subtle than that. Magnesium works like a biological switch. When magnesium levels are sufficient, the nervous system receives the message that it is time to relax. Muscles begin to release. After a long, tense day, the heart rate slows naturally, breathing becomes deeper, and most importantly, the brain gradually reduces the constant state of alertness that many women don't even realize they've been carrying all day. Magnesium also plays a direct role in regulating two very important nighttime hormones: cortisol, the stress hormone, and melatonin, the hormone that guides deep sleep. When magnesium is low, cortisol does not drop enough. Melatonin does not rise at the right time. As a result, sleep stays shallow. You may sleep through the night. You don't stay awake for hours. You don't toss and turn excessively. But that sleep never reaches the deep restorative stage, the place where hormones are rebalanced, where skin cells are repaired, and where the nervous system truly unloads. Though, what confuses many women is this: magnesium deficiency does not create obvious symptoms right away. It doesn't cause sharp pain. It doesn't cause sleepless nights. It simply creates a low-level, persistent fatigue, a difficulty relaxing when you lie down, a subtle tension in the jaw, shoulders, or calves, a slightly faster heartbeat after the lights go out, a mind that won't settle, even though the body is tired, and over time, the skin begins to reflect this state, not through sudden new wrinkles, but through slower recovery in the morning, less natural firmness, a tired appearance, even though you were not sleep-deprived. After menopause, declining estrogen makes it harder for the kidneys to retain magnesium. Combined with chronic stress, coffee, alcohol, and certain medications, magnesium levels in the body can be quietly depleted without you ever realizing it. And when this foundation weakens, the body is forced to operate in a strained state. It still functions. It still performs basic tasks, but there is no longer enough reserve for deep nighttime recovery. What I want you to remember is this. This is not a sign that your body is betraying you. Quite the opposite. This is the body's way of signaling that it needs the right kind of support. When magnesium is replenished and used properly, many women describe a very specific kind of change. Not dramatic, not sudden, simply that when they lie down, the body lets go more easily. Sleep arrives more gently, and in the morning, they wake up without carrying the heaviness of the night before. That is the sign of a nervous system beginning to believe that it is finally allowed to rest again. However, knowing about magnesium alone does not automatically fix everything. Many women have tried it and still didn't see results. And the reason is usually not that magnesium doesn't work, but that there are very small yet very common mistakes in how this mineral is used. Up next, we'll begin with the first mistake, one that causes many women to unknowingly ignore the most important signal their body is sending every single day. This is the most common mistake, and also the mistake that causes many women to miss their earliest chance to recover. When sleep becomes lighter, when you wake up still feeling tired, when the body struggles to let go, even though you've been lying still in the dark, so many women tell themselves, it's probably just age. After menopause, everyone feels this way. But aging is not what suddenly makes the body forget how to rest. What's really happening is this: your body has been operating under long-term deficiency, and it has been forced to adapt just to keep going. As magnesium levels gradually decline over time, the nervous system no longer has enough margin to fully lower alertness at night. Cortisol, the stress hormone, doesn't drop at the right time. Melatonin, the hormone that guides deep sleep, doesn't rise strongly enough. The result is a state that's hard to name. Not exactly stressed, but never truly relaxed either. You still sleep. You still wake up on time, but inside, it feels as if there's a thin layer of tension that refuses to dissolve. It might show up as a slightly clenched jaw when you lie down, shoulders and neck that won't fully release, a heart rate that feels just a bit faster in a quiet room, signals so subtle that many women ignore them until fatigue becomes the constant background of every day. And the most painful part is this. So many women turn the blame inward. They think they're not disciplined enough, not taking good enough care of themselves, not trying hard enough. But this is not a story about effort. This is a story about biology. If you've ever lain down and your body simply wouldn't let go, if you've ever woken up feeling like you never truly rested, please leave a comment with the number 1. And if you feel that you sleep fairly deeply, wake up with a clear head, and feel relaxed in the morning, you can leave a comment with the number 0. These numbers don't just help me understand what you're experiencing, they also help many other women realize that what they're feeling is real and that it has a cause. And when we understand that, fatigue is not a sign of weakness, but a response from a system that lacks the conditions it needs to rest, the way we look at magnesium begins to change. It's no longer the question, should I try it or not? But rather, am I using it the right way? And the next mistake is exactly where many women unknowingly go wrong from the very beginning. Many women turn to magnesium with a very simple hope: to sleep more deeply, to feel more relaxed in the body, and to wake up feeling just a little lighter. But then they tell me, "Doctor, I've already tried magnesium, and I didn't notice any difference at all." Is capid. In most cases, the problem isn't that magnesium doesn't work. It's the form of magnesium chosen in the first place. Let me explain this very clearly. Magnesium is not just one single thing. Each form of magnesium serves a different purpose in the body. And the common mistake is that many women don't realize which form they actually need. First, some forms of magnesium are poorly absorbed. These are usually the forms that are inexpensive, easy to manufacture, very widely sold. Most of them don't reach the nervous system, don't reach the muscles. The result: bloating, digestive discomfort, no improvement in sleep. When this happens, many women quickly conclude, magnesium just doesn't agree with me, when in reality, their body never truly received magnesium in a usable way. Second, some forms of magnesium are better for physical tension. If your main issue is tight shoulders and neck, frequent calf tension, a body that stays braced even when lying down, then your body needs magnesium that can reach the muscles and the peripheral nervous system. These forms are often better tolerated, gentler on digestion, more effective at helping the body gradually let go at night. Third, some forms of magnesium are meant for a mind that won't shut off. Many women after menopause describe this clearly. The body is tired, but the mind keeps running. Thoughts won't slow down after the lights go out. In this case, the issue isn't the muscles, it's the central nervous system. You need a form of magnesium that can reach deeper into the brain, helps quiet mental noise, supports a sense of calm from the inside. When the right form is used, the change is often very subtle. No sudden drowsiness, no heavy drug-like feeling, just a softer mind, and sleep arriving more gently. The most important thing to remember, there is no single best magnesium for everyone. There is only the form that matches a tense body and the form that matches an overstimulated mind. When you understand what your body actually needs, magnesium stops being a vague supplement and becomes a very specific tool used in the right place for the right purpose. And once the form is right, one seemingly small factor begins to determine whether the body truly receives the signal to rest. That factor is timing. When magnesium is taken, even after choosing the right form of magnesium, many women still don't feel a clear change. And at that point, they begin to doubt their own bodies. But there is one very subtle factor that, if overlooked, can throw off the entire rest signal. That factor is timing. Magnesium is not an energy booster. It is not designed to make you more alert. It is not a daytime anti-stress dose. Magnesium is a signal of rest. The common mistake: taking magnesium in the morning or during the day. Many women think that taking magnesium early will help them relax all day, or help the body feel less tense before work. But what usually happens is this: not exactly sleepy, not exactly tired, just a vague heaviness that's hard to describe. That's because the body is receiving a mixed message. It's being told to relax, while it still needs to stay alert and function. When the signal is confused, the body chooses the safest option, maintaining a moderate level of alertness, both day and night. The best time to take magnesium: about 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime, when the light begins to dim, when daytime activity is winding down. At this time, cortisol has a chance to drop, melatonin begins to rise naturally, and the nervous system shifts from reaction into recovery. Magnesium needs a quiet context to work. It doesn't work well if screens are still bright, lights are still harsh, or the mind is still being pulled tight. Small rituals that make the signal clearer: dimming the lights, drinking warm water, or a light herbal tea, stepping away from screens for a few minutes, breathing more slowly when lying down. When magnesium arrives at the right time and in the right context, many women notice that the body no longer resists when lying down, sleep comes more naturally, and mornings no longer feel like they're pushing through the night. But even with the right form and the right timing, another mistake still causes many women to give up. There is a very familiar moment in the health journey of women after 50. It's when they say, "Doctor, I tried it for a few days and nothing really changed." And then they stop. The body after 50 does not recover on a rushed timeline. What's happening inside you is not the result of just a few days, but of many years of stress, hormonal shifts, and accumulated deficiencies. Magnesium doesn't force the body to relax. It teaches the body how to remember relaxation again. Real changes happen in layers. The first few nights, falling asleep more easily, less tension when lying down. After about 1 week, fewer nighttime awakenings, more stable daytime mood. After 2 to 3 weeks, lighter mornings, less heaviness in the body, better skin recovery after sleep. These changes are easy to miss because they're not dramatic. The body doesn't celebrate recovery. It whispers through stability, softness, and the fact that you no longer have to push so hard to get through the day. Patience is not passive waiting. Patience here means giving the body enough time, not increasing the dose too quickly, not quitting midway out of frustration. Like a garden, the body needs a steady rhythm, not force. And when you begin to allow the body to recover at its own pace, a very natural question arises: is magnesium alone enough? Magnesium is very important, but it does not work alone. In the body, no nutrient functions in isolation. Every recovery process happens like an orchestra working together. Magnesium needs teammates to work fully. Some familiar supportive nutrients include vitamin B6, helps magnesium reach deeper into the nervous system, supports calming the mind. Zinc plays a role in balancing female hormones, supports nighttime skin regeneration. Calcium maintains balance between muscle contraction and relaxation, helps the feeling of relaxation become more complete. When one of these elements is lacking, the rest signal becomes fragmented. The body easily falls into a half-relaxed, half-tense state. This does not mean taking many supplements. Quite the opposite. After 50, the body does not need added pressure from too many pills. What matters is balance, consistency, and a supportive environment for absorption. Many nutrients that support magnesium are already present in everyday foods: dark leafy greens, pumpkin seeds, avocado, eggs, legumes, and nuts. When these foods appear regularly, magnesium no longer has to work alone. The core message of this mistake: it is not about how much more should I take, but rather, is my body being supported in the right way? When the body's systems begin working together again, many women notice deeper sleep that comes naturally, gentler mornings, a calmer mind, and skin that reflects a body that has truly rested. 5. And as these 5 mistakes are gradually resolved, something very important begins to happen. The body no longer has to strain just to function. It begins to trust that it is allowed to rest. From there, evening self-care stops feeling like a task and becomes a gentle ritual, a way of sending a signal of safety to your own body every night. After 50, a woman's body no longer responds well to urgency. It does not react positively to commands, pressure to fix things faster, or promises of instant change. But that does not mean the body has given up. Quite the opposite. The body is always listening, and it responds very clearly when it is cared for more gently. Magnesium is not a miracle. It does not force you to sleep. It does not fix your body. It does just one very fundamental thing. It helps the body remember what safety feels like so it can rest. When used in the right form, at the right time, and within a stable biological rhythm, magnesium does not force sleep to happen. It allows the body to choose deep sleep on its own. And when sleep begins to recover, other changes slowly appear. Not loudly, not dramatically. Mornings feel lighter, the mind feels less tense, emotions feel more stable, and the skin begins to reflect. A body that has truly been allowed to rest. The most important thing I want you to remember is this: your body is not broken. It is simply waiting to be listened to in the right way. If tonight you begin a small bedtime ritual, do it not because you need to fix yourself, but because you deserve deeper, more complete rest after all the years you have lived through. If this video helped you understand why you feel tired after 50, without blaming yourself anymore, please click like to support the channel. And if you know a friend, a sister, or a family member who sleeps lightly, feels easily fatigued, or senses that her body is no longer the same, please share this video with her. Sometimes what we need most is not more advice, but simply the feeling that we are not alone. Finally, if you would like to continue walking with me through content that is gentle, science-based, and respectful of the female body after 50, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Your presence here does not only help the channel grow, it also helps many other women learn how to rest, recover, and live more gently with themselves each day. Thank you for staying until the end of the video. I wish you a peaceful evening and a night of sleep where your body is truly allowed to rest.